Hi guys, what's going on? Welcome back to episode 23 of Ostriv. We're now on to. So, if you remember last time, we managed to get all the harvest in, which was great. And we built a few more bridges, which is obviously awesome, because I love bridges. And we continue to expand our population. We're up to 230 people now, which is looking pretty good. So, this time, we're going to look to build another row of houses down the bottom here. Build more bridges. Always more bridges. Continue to grow our cow population, and sort of balance our money. And hopefully things are going to keep going well. We cut village rent a couple of episodes ago as well, completely, so the villagers are now not paying any rent at all for their houses, or any council tax, as it were. So hopefully that's sort of stemmed the tide of people completely running out of money. Still a lot of families that haven't got a lot of money, and particularly now in winter where there's less labouring work and stuff, unemployment probably is going to rise. Particularly for the women. Look, we've got 11 unemployed. But there's not really a lot we can do about that. At least we sort of can try a little bit with cutting the rent. Makes it at least that they don't have to spend quite so much money continuously. But we're going to try and expand our housing network down the back here. So we built one there. It's just a case of trying to get these to sort of vaguely line up. One there. Just going to build a whole row along. That's what I'm doing, sort of doubling them front and back, so that we get like a whole sort of little neat row. Well, that's sort of roughly the plan anyway. I'm not sure it's necessarily quite as easy as that. There. Oh, forgot to hold down shift, so we lost the selection. Come on, rotate. Why are you so out of sync with the rest of it? Okay, I did it again. Just trying to get these into sort of some sort of neat row. We want this one to be over a little bit, I think. Oops. Ooh. Not that much over. Because we've got to try and squeeze this one in on the end. Last little tiny little house. Like so. So that gives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another 6 houses we've got on there. We need to build a bridge from there to there and a bridge from here to here. So that's going to give quite a lot for people to do now going forward. Our building queue's shrunk because we've got like other things like the rest of the houses here. Another bridge, like bridge, a little hopping island to go over here. So it all gives quite a lot of people to do, and now in the middle of winter as well. It certainly doesn't help. So we're going to continue to get this built. Our little cart parking opened up quite well. It's obviously being used by the people. And our stall is now well stocked with potatoes, milk and all that sort of stuff, so that's looking good. Let's go on to full fast forward mode. Some families are still running out of money by the looks of it. But not really a lot I can do about that. Should be, some of them should be able to get employed. Okay, quite a few families are running out of money. When I said that the rent thing has solved the running out of money problem, apparently I lied. It has not solved the problem in any way, apparently. And they're out of food. Ah, we have got a messenger for Dahachi though. Oh, which is the wrong place. Okay. I don't think I've really got anything to sell them. One shoe. Well, we'll sell them a shoe. For 35. There we go. They can come and buy. That's nowhere near worth it for them. They're going to send a whole like cart and 2 people to travel halfway across the country to pick up a shoe, or 1 unit's worth of shoe. Certainly not worthwhile, not worth their while in doing that. But hopefully in the future, obviously, and in the previous episodes, we've been building up our cattle population. And obviously it's winter now, so it's not growing particularly well. But the aim is to get a minimum of 10 in every current cattle shed. And then once we do that, any that go above that 10 are then going to be slaughtered and turned into shoes. So that should be quite a productive thing, hopefully, and increase all that. So one thing we haven't done, which we need to think about doing, is setting all our farms. Now in winter it should let me set them. So since this farm is now basically full from the nutrients point of view, because it was fallow all last year, we're going to set this one as potatoes. Since potatoes are sort of like our staple crop, this is what we sort of rely on completely to survive, so we want that set as potatoes. Obviously we had sunflowers on this one all last year, which has kind of drained it a little bit, but it would now work quite well as a hemp farm, I think, because hemp is mostly the blue nutrients, which is still at 78%, so we can probably let that one regrow a little bit, which we shall now do. So that's looking fine. So last year this one grew potatoes, so 60, 70, 100. So let's have a look here. So potatoes are 40, 30. Wheat is 50, 60, so it uses more than potatoes. Or we could fallow it. So it's whether we give it another potato harvest or fallow it now. Whereas this one is 62, 87. Oh dear, it's just confusing this is, isn't it? So what uses most? Wheat. Oh, so let's make this one a wheat farm then. Yeah, we'll have this one as a wheat farm. Since we haven't grown into wheat for quite a while, I don't think. And wheat seems to be mostly the green one, which is what's the strongest at this place. Which means I'll probably leave this one then to go fallow, or that's only been a year. Yeah, we'll put it as fallow. This was the one we'll put a fallow for this year. I think given the population we've got, if we kind of try and run 4 or more farms, I think we're going to run out of labourers to collect everything in time. So I think it's going to generate as many problems as it solves. Probably shortly, within a year or two, we'll have enough houses built to be able to accommodate like 4 farms or even 5 farms. But just for this year, I think we'll run at 3. So hemp, wheat, and potatoes. Because we've got this is our 4th farm, our new farm here, and we've got a 5th farm being built. So you know, in future it's going to be worthwhile doing. So all the workers are starting to lay out the rest of the houses, are starting to bring up the clay and the wood and everything they're going to need to build this sort of extra row on the estate. The bridge should also be under construction, which it is. Got a couple of labourers bringing over more wood and nails. Nails are always the problem. There's still a few nails stored though. And hopefully we've still got the spare iron. Yeah, we've still got 5 iron stored in the trading post. So that should get brought over to the blacksmith. Start to get the nail production keep going. But when we get, I've got to remember that when we get a messenger visiting from Bablika, we need to buy some iron off them. I think it's them who sell the iron stock, so we need to get some of that going forwards. What's population looking at? Yeah, there's quite a few open vacancies. We will be building more bridges here, but we've got quite a backlog on the building queue at the moment, so we might as well leave it for now. Obviously, this is our original broken bridge. For some reason, it bugged out, and it's just never been able to be built properly. So I just can't delete it. I can't demolish it. I cannot build it. We're just stuck with a permanent bridge construction project from there. But all other bridges seem to have gone up pretty well, so it seemed to have been a bit of a one-off. So I don't know why I did that, but no point worrying about it now. Family's out of food, out of money. I didn't realise I've got 2 people randomly over here. Okay, strange. We've got someone employed at the boatyard. Yes. Obviously, no one working at the fishing docks at the moment because it's winter. There's no point employing them because they can't actually collect any fish or anything, so it doesn't really make any sense to do anything. They've collected their 1 shoe by the looks of it. Yeah, shoes are going down and gone. And they've brought their shoe for 35 and now they're going again. Seems a bit of a pointless trip. We've got our farm over under construction in the west. Here's a man heaving his timber on his cart all the way over here. Awaiting 19 wood. Oh, I brought 10 wood over. I did a fairly good job there. Once this one's built, we can obviously lay this one out as well. And then we'll probably run at 4 farms fully operational and 1 at fallow. I think it's good to try and keep 1 at fallow so we always have like a good potato harvest every year. I think it's kind of important to do that. So what else have we got to do? Really, it's just a case now of fast forwarding, waiting for this building queue to go down a little bit because we've got everything set up. I haven't heard anything about. I know I said earlier in the year the developer of this game, because it's just a one-man developer from Ukraine, I believe, was planning to release patch 5, which sounded very promising. I've not heard anything more about it. It was hoped to be out by the end of January, but I haven't yet heard anything else. So whether that's still the plan and it's going to be going ahead, it's 27th now, so it seems unlikely. I would have thought that that's going to happen, but you never know. Hopefully, if we see patch 5 soon, that would be really cool to add a few more features into the game. Something else for us to look at and have a play around with would be pretty awesome, and something we could do about this financial crisis that seems to be continually plaguing all my villagers would be quite nice as well. So plenty of people still employed. A few of the houses are starting to get finished off soon. Yeah, some of these are just like a case of putting the thatch on. Look, the first one is finished. The other ones are having all their clay and everything brought over by the rest of the labourers, which is all fine. Construction started on most of these. So that's looking pretty good. The bridge, which obviously always take ages to build because they require so many wood and so many nails, all of which has got to be brought over. Looking pretty good. Still got toned nails there, so it should really be just a case of the workers doing the work they need to. Actually, they're well wrapped up because it's cold. A little bit of some strange building noises. Odd in fast forward. Sounds like a machine gun. That's what they're getting there. They're getting the thing up to keep going. They still need quite a few. As soon as they build one of these planks, it uses like 10 wood per time. So building bridges is an expensive game. But it's still kind of cool that we've got our little bridge zigzag across all this water. I'm pretty pleased with that. All our hay stocks are absolutely fine. We're not in any way using up much hay for the cows. They'll be fully recharged again by summer. All these should be okay. Look, yeah, just use like a tiny little bit of hay, even. So that's not really a problem for us. So back into fast forward mode. Start to get the rest of these houses put up. I've always enjoyed the build animations in this game. How they actually go and carry the wood to the place where the post, they actually carry it to where it goes. They don't just, like a lot of building games, particularly the older style, that normally a man just sits in the corner near the building and hammers the ground, and then before you know it, the building pops out the ground. It's kind of cool they actually carry the individual elements of the building, and then they put the roof bits on, and then they're going to put the apex on, and then they thatch it. I think that's all very cool how they do that. And they put clay for the walls and everything, and they build the fireplace in the middle. It's very satisfying to watch. It looks like our farm has been put up, which is obviously good. So we've got to assign it 4 fields. Which orientation are we going to have these? Probably that way. So we'll have one there. One that way. I want to try and be sort of space efficient. Have one too close. Move it over a little bit. We'll have a. Oh, it's because the entrance is there. Doll. And that's having a go now. Okay, that's works a bit better. And then maybe we can just fit a little small one in here, in the forest path. So we should just do a long. Oh, could I make? Oh no, the entrance is the front, so that's not a problem this time. Squeeze it in before we hit a tree. A tree? So there we go. So we've assigned the 4 fields for the farm. We'll set these for now as fallow. It seems no point yet assigning any workers to this. We could assign some people to work there, but it doesn't really seem any point quite at the moment. Once we start to get this first year's harvest done for this year, we'll then look if we want to use this one again going forward. So then we can do that. Both of these are going to be fallow, so there's going to be lots of good land around here for farming going forwards. Wow, words are not working today. How's our housing estate coming along? Still getting there. Quite a bit to go. We've only got 1 finished now. We've got the walls up on another 2, and it should be a case of thatching these 2, I think. Just waiting for a bit of wood and a bit of thatch. This one should be going up pretty quickly. Thatch is being brought over, and then these 2 are all in various stages of construction. It's looking good. Our bridge should be continuing, which it is. Slowly. Very slowly. I might as well, now we've got a little bit more, now the building queue's dropped down a bit, look at assigning the next bridge. Which obviously I want to just come from this little tip here. Just a small one. Just a small little diddy bridge, just to there. Which is obviously what we want. So people have got lots of easy access between the islands. The housing village is going to expand we'll expand that a little bit, but I want to keep it like in this square here, and then we're going to expand onto this side of the river, like something like that. Try and keep it like roughly in a line around here and around the river, because this is going to continue to be farm, I think, around here, and then sort of this bit in the middle here is going to be farm, and we'll bridge across here as well. Oh, we'll be able to connect the whole thing. So many bridges yet to be built. So exciting. Looks like we are starting to hit the end of winter. The snow is starting to melt away. It'll soon be March. And then we're going to be starting to look at doing all the harvests and all that sort of stuff. I think I set all the buildings quickly, hopefully, which is good. Just seeing if any more cows over winter. Obviously, it's not breeding season, so I wouldn't expect there to be But you never know with this game. Soon be March, all melting away. I love the snow melting away animations. It's quite cool if you have it in normal time. Just very slowly gets sucked away. Turns back to nice green. It gets a little bit warmer. We're nearly hitting 250 people now, which is pretty cool. We might just make that by the end of this episode. If we get a couple more houses built, if we get the rest of these houses built, we might make 250. All these people are looking good. They've got plenty of food, and the wealth is on the way up. Still lots of families running out of money. But there's nothing I can do. It's just tough, really. I'm providing ample jobs. It's just sort of a bug with the game, really. I think once it gets to this point, it just becomes too much for people. Look at that. People can't quite be asked to walk round the bridge, so they all cut just underneath it. Can they actually fit under there? I'm surprised. I kind of want to watch someone trying to get under there now. Are you going to go under? You are. Do you fit in there without your head hitting the... Look at that! Cheeky sods sneaking under my bridge. Well, I hadn't expected that. So our bridge is over here, is still slowly coming along. So yes, are we harvesting? Yes. So people are sowing and ploughing, which is good. So yes, I've got hemp, potatoes and wheat, which is coming along nicely. So everyone should be working there. All the labourers are there, so they should all start seeding as well. Getting that up. This person started the ploughing. Again, I think this is what makes this game so good, is the fact that everyone actually does everything. Nothing just appears. You know, even the ploughing, someone actually just goes backwards and forwards across a field with a plough. Just kind of satisfying to watch. Even at a distance, it's just nice to see. It's kind of what I enjoy about this game, I think, the most. It's like the actual, everything's very genuine and organic, and that's kind of cool. I like that. 248, 2 more people to go. People either need to give birth or build these houses quickly. That should just need some thatch, I think, so that shouldn't be too much longer, hopefully. Everyone's still running out of money and food, food and money. Nothing we can do about that. Still losing lots of money per year. It's just the salaries that way outstrip like the local sales of food that I get. So it's not and clothes. We sell a few clothes, don't we? Although the clothes get brought far quicker than I can sell them by the looks of it. Obviously, the mayor is still immensely rich. Are all these forestry workers really wealthy? Find home. Not so much. The forestry workers seem to get a pretty good wage, apparently, by the looks of it. Wage 100%. We could knock that down a little bit. Certainly for one of them. This guy at 140. And the mayor is just really wealthy at 360. He's got nothing he can even spend his money on. Too much money. These people are building that. Since we're building queues dropping lower again, I can fit in another bridge. No one will know. Don't tell anyone. Build another bridge. Build that a little bit too close. What's it hitting on? Oh. That really goes into... That's obviously a really steep rise there. Yeah, it is. It doesn't want to let me... I could build one just there. Not very level though, is it? Not very... More satisfying, but it kind of just gets eaten by the bank a little bit, but I'll have to do. We'll have a bridge there. We'll also probably have a bridge at some point at the bottom, but we'll grow the houses down here a little bit more first. And we're broken 253 people. So we're halfway to our sort of ultimate end goal of 500, which is what we want to get to, or what I want to get to anyway. So we'll keep going. Oh, I've had a cow there. A cow or bull here. We need to create 2 more ox for ploughs at some point as well. Cow or bull there. Well, that bull's quite old, so I'll ox you. And how many bulls have we got here? 4. So still more cows. Oh, lots of bulls there. So I'll ox you. So that means then this farm here should be able to now request order a plough. Plough ordered. And then this should then be registered in the carpenter's place, which it does. So then you have the 2 animals, which you can now go and collect, because we've now got 2 ox. And now, oh, messenger from Dahachi. And now this farm should then get a plough, so that'll work a bit more better. It does work more efficiently with the ploughs. I think it means it uses less nutrients, and you kind of get better growth because you're turning everything over every year. It's what you're supposed to do, for whatever reason. And 3 of my farms have got ploughs, but the 4th one hasn't, and the 5th one hasn't. So the 4th one should now get a plough as well. Now let's have a quick look at the messenger from Dahachi. When you want him, I couldn't, you know, ever get a messenger from Dahachi, but now he's absolutely no use to me at all. I can't sell him any shoes or wheat, and I don't want lime. What on earth am I going to do with lime? Absolutely nothing, probably. There's no use for me having that messenger. I've not got any shoes to sell him at the moment, so it's going to be a problem for the future. Although I'm just noticing how quickly our money is going down. I think we need to think about. Wow, I hadn't expected it to go down quite that quickly. Down to 460 already, which is kind of a worry. I think we might kill a cow. Let's kill an old cow. I think everyone else is still at 10. Yeah. I'd hope for a little bit more growth. That's worrying, actually, how little money we've got. So, I think we'll end this series here on that sort of worrying cliffhanger that our finances are sort of depleting quicker than I had banked on. We'll continue to try and grow our cattle population and then kill it promptly to try and get more shoes. So, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Give the video a like, it really helps. It's something, liking our videos is probably the most helpful thing you can do, because it really boosts their search rankings so other people can find the channel. So, like the videos for me, please. Thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you all on the next episode.